may be a little delulu with the amount of books on my TBR, but I'm not mad about it. Really, really exciting. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal and this is Books Forever After, where I sit on my floor, we talk about everything and all things books and nothing but the books. Alright, now I have quite a bit on my TBR, but I am super excited about it. My workload is now at the pace of a normal human. And I'm excited to fill that time with reading and back to school things for my kids. So we have soccer and then setting up things for my son's first time for band and back to school and all that fun stuff. So I am hoping that I am optimistic that my schedule isn't going to be too crazy, but if that's true, I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot more audiobooks this time around. So that's just how it is. Now, to address the elephant in the room, this is the effects of a cold sore. So my body was stressy, very stressy from the workload. And now it's like, oh, you gotta recoup and recharge from the burnout. But here you go, here's a cold sore for your troubles. So just don't pay attention to her. She's almost gone. But what can you do? Now, before we get started to talk about all the books I want to read in August, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified for every time I post. Alright, let's get into this. Okay, so first off, I want to talk about our book club book, and then we will go into our currently reading and other ones that I hope to get to, and then we're going to take, I think that's it's going to be about 6 or 7 books we're going to talk about. To be honest, I lost count. It's probably going to be 8 at this time. But we're going to add 6 more just for fun, for funsies. So the first one I want to go over is our book club book for the Mood Readers Book Club that I co-host with April. Our reading sprints are going to be, when you're seeing this, Friday the 8th, I think, August the 8th. So at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 5:30 p.m. CST, her time. PSD, her time. See, I can't do these time zones. But for the live show is probably going to switch to a Sunday now that we're getting back to school. We haven't figured out, so it might be the 3rd or the last Sunday of the month for our book clubs, just because it's a lot easier with our schedules to do that. So we were going to read The Wolf King by Lauren, whatever her name is here, but April's hold from the library for the audiobook hasn't come in yet. So depending on by our reading spreads, we may be reading that one, but I think actually we're probably going to pause on that and read it as our book club for next month, even though it kills me because I'm like super excited to read that book just because of everyone's comparisons to Akamath for the second one and then The Night Prince. So I don't know, I'm just super excited. It's giving me the feelings that it might be like the same kind of feeling that reading Akamath and that whole thing. So I'm excited about that. So we'll see if we're able to get to it. Otherwise, I think we're just going to probably just stick to this one, which is still looks amazing, and that is Smoke and Scar by Gretchen Powell Fox. Now this sounds like something with trials, and you can get me to read almost anything if there is trials going to be involved in the fantasy. Just so much fun. So this one is called Birth and Shadow Forged in Fire, and it follows the Arcane Crucible. It's a legendary series of trials that occurs every 25 years that offers a chance for peace. Now, Illyria, she was a once celebrated Fae war hero, and she has basically, right here from the blurb, it says she's drowning in grief from losing the man that she loved in the previous Crucible, and now she has to rise to stop his sister from falling to the same fate. That is giving me a little bit of Hunger vibes and the Hunger Games vibes, and I'm liking that. And then the next one is where Cedric, his lifelong goal is to conquer the Crucible. And then, however, it involves working with Elvira, who he is the very fate he blames for his parents' death. That sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. So that sounds really exciting. I'm looking forward to that one. And it's on Kindle Unlimited, so that's always a plus. So looking forward to that. So I will have at least the dates for the reading sprint down below, but just keep an eye out. So I gotta figure out in text. I know by the time you're seeing this is the 3rd of August. So I will figure out the exact date of the live show. If you want to get notified, just make sure that you're following the Mood Reader Book Club on Instagram, or also April's Happily Ever April Instagram, or mine, Books Forever After. I'm sure you'll see those posts as well, and those will mainly be in the stories of those, but the post will be from the Mood Readers Book Club, so that way you can always have something back to reference. So we have that. Now, what I'm currently reading is I am doing a vlog. Yay! Just give her a round of applause. Yes. Finally. Now, it's taking me a while because I am horrible at doing vlogs and it just takes me a long time to read these. Anyway, part of this reading vlog, I am about 40% in Nightingale by Edie Lee. These are warring kingdoms. These are enemies, and she goes to where she's just basically born to be an assassin. That's why the queen has done that. She's trying to go kill one of the brothers from the warring kingdom, and she gets caught and is as a prisoner for 3 years, which is unheard of because normally they just unalive them. And so and now she is trekking with one of the brothers back to her land to try to get some sort of peace. So it gives me an inkling that there might be either a love triangle or possibly a white shoes. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering what's going to happen. But so far it's okay. Yeah, 44% in, so I don't have much of any thoughts to do, as I feel like it's just gotten started. So we have that one that I'll read, and then as part of that same vlog that I'll be working on, is probably at this rate is probably not gonna get posted until September, but I'm hoping to also get to this one, is the In the Shadows by LB August, which I mentioned in my July TBR as well. So hopefully hoping to get to this one. And this one, she is the shadow mommy here. Then I am trying to finish this book. This one is a rollover from last month, and I'm trying to get to it so I can finally finish one of my series that I've been needing to finish for a while. This is the 4th and final book from the Legends of Thesmar by Helen Shore, and this is Shadow and Storms, and this is the conclusion where I know we've talked about this one quite a bit, so I won't keep repeating myself. But yeah, hopefully finally I'll be able to get to it. I've started the audiobook this time on this, hoping that will also help me get more time to finish this one. I was hearing about, this book, and I didn't want to buy it because I like this author, but I just try not to buy. I'm trying to go more towards the library as well as I do. And I forget who it was that was telling about it. A lot of people are talking about it. I know April mentioned she was that she cried while reading this, so that really stamped me wanting to read it. And I had put my and it's Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. I had put a library hold on it because I wanted a physical copy to read. And I also have the audiobook from the Libby app as well to do, and because I'm trying to get through some more books and I'm intrigued. So this is basically Lilith, and it's an urban fantasy, but yeah, that's all I've heard. It has probably a lot of talk on religion and things like that, but yeah, the main heroine is Lilith, so that sounds really interesting. Do I need to be starting more series? No, but am I still going to? Yes, I am. All right, so that is 5 books already, or 6 books already that I'm going to be reading. Now let me see here. Now the other one here is a gothic romance, and it's called Fairytale. I have the e-arc from NetGalley, and I also have this book pre-ordered because it was indie published and now turned as a traditionally published, and that is releasing later in the month, so I may it's probably going to turn into a rollover for September. But just in case, because I'm really getting more in the mood of like the gothic romances this time of year. It's August. To me, that just means fall brings my cheer, and I am always going to be ecstatic about that. Now, is every month, every day on occasion reading a gothic romance? Of course. But the fall just gives me the ambience that I want. Gives me the vibes. It just gives me the whole environment that I want to be reading in a gothic romance, and I love it. That's why it's always my favorite season. But I will read gothic romances any day if I could. So I've heard this one it's kind of confusing in the middle of it, and I think it starts in the 50s, and there's like some weird like time travel, horror, paranormal aspects to it, which kind of follows for a gothic romance. That's really common. So other than that, this one is going to be a blind test for sure, how this one goes. So that's going to be interesting. And now I think what's cool is I believe this is a standalone. And if it's a standalone, that's amazing, because like I said, I don't need to start any more series. And then this one is less likely, I don't think, because I definitely want to do a spinner wheel for ones that are actually focused on my TBR for this year of historical romances. But this is being the book for B and Tara's book club book for the Tea and Biscuit book club, I think it's called, where they read historical romances. And this one they're continuing on into the series, which is great. So we had read the first one in this, Capturing the Carlyles by Anna Harrington, and this is When the Scoundrel Sends. I think this follows the other brother from that one. So I'm less excited because while I enjoyed, it was a 4-star book one, I kind of wanted to focus more on my TBR here. So if I do read this one, I will be getting the audiobook from the library to listen to it. And I believe the live show is always the last Sunday at like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably always still join just because I'm chatting with Tara and B. But I'm not sure if I will be reading this one because I don't know if I'm ready to continue on in that series of historical romances, especially since I have others to do. The other one that I'm actually wanting to read is a reread, which is, I just started it tonight because that's just how the mood is of like, oh, well, this is how it happened. It's like, oh, I'm in the mood to read this, but I'm like, oh, I have other books that I want to read that I, want to schedule in. Then I'm like, wait a second. Why am I stopping myself from reading what I want to read when I'm in the mood for it, picking one book up and putting it down? Because even though I might be reading 3 books at a time, when I finish that book, it might be a couple weeks, but it'll still get read. And allows for me to really enjoy it when my mood changes throughout the week or throughout the day. So you know what? I'm like, darn it, we're doing it. So I just started reading this one, which is a reread. Think 50 Shades, but like, it's really from that era, and it's toxic emotional goodness, and I'm ready for, like, I would say it's cozy, but it's not. It's kind of like a comfort thing. But I'm ready for something emotional and toxic and messy, and this is looking forward to it. So yeah, this one is Bear 2, book 1 in the Crossfire series by Sylvia Day. It's a billionaire romance. Need I say more? I'm looking forward to this reread so much. Now let's get started, and we are going to do spinner wheel, and we're gonna do, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to count our book club book with April as 6. Now it's a lot of fantasy romance, which is fine. It's who I am. But I think we're gonna do 2 books of historical romance from my 25 and 2025. 2 from my fantasy romances to read this year or to start. So that's 4. I get 2 more. And then a YA fantasy series as well. So I think that'll give me enough to read. because then that would truly, counting that book club book with B and Tara, that would give me the 12, just in case. Now I do have a whole series here of historical romances that I want to continue on, but I think I'm going to save that for a TBR jar thing that I want to do for next month, because I still want to focus on historical romances, but it's still a goal. I still love them. I'm just gotta follow the mood where it turns. So I'm still gonna get a little bit in, so at least 3 in this month for sure. So that's the goal. So over explained, but that's where my mind's going, because next month because I'm working on doing a couple videos, which is taking forever to do, but like historical romances that I'm reading right now, the fantasy romances that I'm reading right now, just kind of to establish that, because I'm wanting to do like some sort of TBR series thing. So for the next month or 2, that's when that's going to happen. So planning ahead takes me a lot longer than most others to do it, because I have to plan it out in my head, right? But it's also just because of time, since I just don't have the time to do it. So it's in the spare moments that I do, because I'm also trying to read, so I usually don't want to give up my reading time. So those windows opportunities for those are a little smaller than normal. So, but it is what it is. Now, so I think we'll do the historical romances. So it's the 25 historical romances in 2025. So I have it just with the authors' names because heaven help me. And I'm hoping if I don't pull, let me pull this here. Okay. There we go. This has the books from the wheel. So I'm hoping that if I pull, because I don't think I've updated the spinner wheel, but it is what it is. Because as you can see, I don't know if you can see, as you can see, but can you really? The ones that have the pages facing out, I've read those ones. The ones that I have the spines showing, I haven't read that yet. So that's how I'm kind of keeping track for myself. All right, so let's go. I'm just way too complicated today. Okay, it says Loretta Chase, and I'm sorry if you can't see that, which is this one. Alright, this is going to be interesting because this is Lord of Scoundrels. So this is where I should have started this journey. I actually had tried to read an arc from the NetGalley from her most recent release, which is the 3rd in the series. Had a DNF. It was normally historical romances you don't need to read. They're like interconnected standalones. You don't need to read them in order, even though that's just who I am. And this is why I do that, because you needed to read these in order, and it didn't say that with marketing. It was just bad and really boring. Couldn't get into it because it relied heavily on you already knowing who all these characters were, which to me is not great. If you're going to market as internet-connected standalone, you can't just rely on the previous books to set up for your novel. So, so a bad first impression that I'm trying to wipe the slate clean and give a try on this one. I've heard that this is definitely a bias ripper, but I think it's a lot of people's favorites of hers, and this will be my first time trying her out. We're not going to count the arc. We're giving her a fresh clean slate. So there's that one. Alright, and then next, oh, let's start it. I paused it and hold please. Okay, Harper St. George. Okay, which is that one? Why can't I see the Harper St. George one? Oh, here it is. The Heiress Gets a Duke. So that is that one. So those are my 2 historical romances on top of the book club book that I'll be reading. We'll see how I enjoy that one. I don't know. I feel... We'll see how we do. I may, just as a whimsy, I don't know. See, I'm changing my mind already. I think I might also continue on a Carrick and Byrne or Lorraine Heath, but we'll see. I'm thinking of reading one of these 2. these will be continuing a historical romance series. So if I end up not wanting to read the book club book for Tara and B's book club, I'll probably try to continue one of these ones, but who knows. I mean, it changes day by day, let alone in a couple of weeks, where I will be in my reading at that time. So we have that. Okay. Now that is, oh gosh. Okay, so 2 of the fantasy ones here is I want to try that. So this is my romantasy series. Spinner wheel. We're gonna do that. See what it comes up to. Okay, A Dawn of Onyx. Okay. Alright. I have the whole trilogy, so hopefully I can read all of them. And why does my thing just change? Okay, that was weird, but you know. Alright, we have A Dawn of Onyx. Don't know anything about this one. I think it's got enemies to lovers. Yes. Taken prisoner. Trying to save her brother. That's all we know. It's going in blind on that one. Alright, next one. I probably remembered at the time what these are, but now I don't. As I'm doing it, it's been too long. Alright. Radiance. What? Okay, so scratch that. That was not right. So when I had edited this wheel, it didn't save my changes, so it had some older series that don't belong. So you know what? We're gonna make a decision. I'm gonna make an executive decision. Dawn of Onyx was still on there, so that's good. I feel like I'm in the mood to read this one, even though it's a chunky one. I want to read this one. That's what I think is going to happen. We will have a better. I will have a better system for next month. Keep putting it off. Let's just keep putting it off. City of Gods and Monsters. I have book 1, and I've heard great things. I of this series. I know the first one may be kind of mid, but it gets better as each goes along, which I'm okay with. If it's good enough that I want to continue, it doesn't have to be perfect, because I know Guild I was like a 3, but like one of my all-time 6-star series, even though I haven't finished it completely. But so if that's just the thing that will happen, that's fine. So I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna try this one. This one's another urban fantasy set in New Orleans, and I'm excited to try it. So it's a paranormal. I think it has wolves and things like that. Maybe vampires, but sounds good. I think like between like a bodyguard, he has like to protect her or something like that as she's trying to look for her sister or her friend. Not sure, but this is exciting. I'm gonna read that one. Alright, this pile is getting big. It's getting big. Alright. Now the next one, oh god. So last spin, we're gonna do the YA series. Now I've read, oh gosh, I got distracted, and I was going to read just on my own whim to read Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, so I can read Sunrise and the Reaping for the Hunger Games prequels, but I don't have it on here yet. But we're just gonna go with this and see if I like it. It's been a few months since I continued on to a YA series. I actually DNF'd the last one, which was I forget what that one was, but yeah, let's just try this one and see. So let's try. Okay, we'll see how that goes. 1 second, Realm Breaker. Okay, so this is turning interesting. So this is going to be also a second chance author. So I've read the Red Queen series by this author, and this is another YA series by her. It's her newest series, Realm Breaker, and it's inspired by Lord of the Rings. Now this is obviously a signed first edition. I had actually picked this up when it was released. I was reading the Red Queen series, and I got the whole thing. Yeah, I think by the 3rd book in there, I got so angry I DNF'd because the writing style was saying a lot of words but none of those words really meant anything. It felt like it was just darts, throwing darts out of thesaurus. That's really what it felt like. So yeah, it made my brain hurt. So wasn't really saying anything. So I'm interested in how this is going to be. I believe it's just like Lord of the Rings. It's going to be a quest fantasy, which I'm looking forward to for that because I do enjoy those. So we'll see how this one goes, because apparently I like torturing myself and fate intervened. I wouldn't really call it fate because I did put it on the spinner wheel, but you know, just let me have this one. Those are it. This is going to be an interesting month. A lot of good fantasy. Will this, I'm going to tell you right now, these are probably not going to be all read. But at least my goal is to read at least half of the TBR. Because most likely what will happen is the books will get rolled over to the next month, or you won't see them from another couple months onto another TBR, because it's just the way the cookie crumbles as being a mood reader. But yes, if I can get through 6 of books of my TBR, we're going to be in a good spot. So excited about it, but also really not looking forward to it at the same time. I don't know, it's a very mixed feelings. I have a lot of feelings about it. But there it is. These are all the books on the TBR. Alright, well thank you guys for watching. As always, I will have my links down below, my Instagram, my Goodreads, and my bookish wish list, so you can see what I have on my TBR as I go to the library. Now, alright, so I think that's it. If you are still here and still watching, let me know. If you don't want to comment this, just let me know what book you're looking forward to this month. But you don't want to let me know that, go ahead and just comment a, oh gosh, which one do I want to put you on? A sword emoji for Realmbreaker, because we're going to see if Victoria Aveyard can make a comeback for me. It's going to be a second chance author. So we'll see how that goes. Because if I don't read that book, it will be getting rolled over. My YA series will get rolled over for next month. So it's going to get read. I can't, or DNF, but it's going to happen. I'm going to have to read it. And it's going to haunt me until I do. Alright, well thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.